careful.
It is the Jim and Terry Show. I'm one of your hosts, Terry. With me, as always, or most of the time, present physically or mentally or spiritually. I don't know. Maybe it's a mix.
Oh, yeah, it's the Jim.
It's the Jim and Terry Show from the Hobbit Old Studio in Bob Cajun. And we're fresh from our coffee and breakfast. But, you know, we just spent 10 minutes talking while
we could have a whole show.
While we were trying to export the audio file for whatever purposes. Our audience of ones and twos is still literally an audience of ones and twos. We do this not for anybody who's listening, although I do think we have radio-friendly voices and a program that is worth just putting on and listening to.
Well, it's designed that you don't have to spend the whole bloody day on it.
No, it's 10 minutes worth of two retired
But we
guys
do have a
bantering.
public announcement for the benefit of the public. I told you a story when we were talking, and I think we should let
this
it
is
out.
the public service announcement.
That's what I meant to say, but I'm not too bright. So, the public service announcement.
Yes. go
Friends
ahead.
of mine are flying off to Dominican Republic, and they're my age couple, and so well established, and they got travel insurance. But in the questionnaire with the travel insurance, it was, "Are you planning on going to the United States?" And they said no. And they said, "Are you planning on stopping over in, like a transfer of planes in the United States?" And they said no. And the insurance company said, "Good, because we can't insure you if you're going to stop in the United States."
So this is a whole new level of what does it mean to be Canadian or an American, or the fear of others?
Well, it might even be the American way as well, because I was thinking about that. Why would that happen? I was having breakfast with those people, and I said part of it is number one, you don't know what's going to happen down there because they have just taken Canadians, and next thing you know, you're out of the system for 12 days. So they've done that. But the other thing is I had a friend that was in the hospital in 4 days, $67,000 down there.
Yes.
And I said, I think it's because the insurance companies are realizing the American way, a lot of their medical setups are private. And my friend stayed at an absolute gorgeous hospital. Gorgeous. You couldn't have better equipment, better everything. But she didn't even have a procedure. And 4 days in that hospital was $67,000. And I said, part of my thing is that I think the insurance companies are starting saying, we're really being taken here. Mm-hmm. Something that would cost $20,000 up in Canada is costing $80 down there or $70 down there. It's not making much sense to them. The other thing is beware, because things might be worse than you and I know.
Worse than reported in the media?
In the United States, because sure, you're going to have insurance companies, hedging their bets and everything else. But why? Why are they doing it? They may be knowing more than we know. So anybody planning to travel to the United States, just keep that in mind. Yeah, keep it in mind. They may know some things that we don't know, because down there it could be a powder keg, simply because everybody has guns. A lot of people have guns.
So the potential to get wrapped up in violence.
Get wrapped up in violence, fighting back out of just pure fear or anger. One person gets shot. I mean, just think, if they shoot your father and you got a gun, you might just shoot a couple of them. That kind of thing. I don't know what the situation is personally, but I would consider highly, if you're thinking of going to the United States, don't get in a political argument on anything.
Don't say anything.
Play stupid. Oh, I'm just like Canadian, eh, man?
Sergeant Schultz from Hogan's Heroes. I know nothing.
We got at least 3 dog sleds protecting our country.
Unbelievable.
So
all right, let's go to some specifics. This was the week where another catastrophe of moral failings came into place with a shooting of the Veterans Affairs nurse, ICU nurse, in a state with open carry laws, carrying a weapon, but that didn't seem to be the issue. What seemed to be the one that triggered, and was it Border Patrol or ICE?
It was ICE. Maybe a mixture, but it was ICE. They did it. They disarmed the man.
So this is a murder.
It was a murder flat out. It was
shot in the back.
Well, now that you look at it, people are saying he was in a scuffle with Border ICE 14 days ago, and I don't know if they recognized him or saw him, but he acted pretty violent that man, but not towards them. He kicked the car,
Yeah.
right? And he was just furious at him. I'd be furious as well if he came into my neighborhood with armed soldiers marching down my street. I'd be upset. But it makes me wonder if those guys that came after him hunted him down and went to kill him and looked at him, recognized who he was, because they took his gun off him, and he had the right to have it. He has a license to have it.
Was he killed before they took the weapon?
They took the weapon and then they shot him.
So they shot an unarmed man.
An unarmed man on the ground.
On the ground, face down.
Yeah, I think he had a broken shoulder too at the time, or something. I'm not sure. But the idea, if you look at that, you realize he was assassinated, murdered.
Yes.
He was just flat out murdered. So
By
now,
a band of thugs.
By a band of hoods. Well, that's what they look like to me. They're teaming everybody up. That, let's say, the Proud Boys, me, you, and a few other guys were all Proud Boys, right? Put us in a uniform and keep us together. Well, we're just hoodlums.
Yes, we
That's
are.
all. We're just a bad motorcycle gang with guns and legally allowed to shoot them.
There was a little excerpt.
What could go wrong?
There's a little excerpt running around the social media, a little excerpt from Bovino charging the troops, like giving the speech, the rah, rah, let's go get 'em kind of speech. And it was abhorrent that this is a speech from someone who's supposed to be defending America, a patriot. He looked like a Nazi. His haircut looked like a fascist.
everything, yeah.
He was a little tyrant. But the words I never thought would come out of law enforcement. If you call Border Patrol, ICE, Homeland Security, do you call these things security forces? I don't think so.
They're called law enforcement people.
Law enforcement. I don't think so. They're not enforcing the laws as far as I see. It looks like random attacks on American citizens.
Well, that's what it is.
And racial profiling.
And the worst of the worst. Well, so far we've had 2 out of the 3 shot. The 2 that died were white people.
American citizens.
American citizens, white people. One was in her car. Her last words out of her mouth were, "I'm not mad at you."
Yes.
That was her last words
Yeah.
out of her mouth. And this last guy was probably saying, look, geez, I'm down. I don't know what he was saying, because he was trying to help a woman who they knocked her head off almost, pushing her aside, which was against the law.
And pepper sprayed her right to her
Yeah.
face.
And then they pepper sprayed him. Then when he was completely helpless, they took his gun out of him, and then they just decided to shoot him.
Unbelievable. This is America. So when we say, what kind of American are you? May there be more people who are calling this stuff out, being willing to march in the streets, being willing to call out the amoral, immoral, criminal behavior of people that Trump, because this all falls from the top. Trump has enabled, Trump has empowered, Trump needs to go.
Trump is still doing it. And we're going to have to look on our screen after this show to see if it is true, if someone has called for the 25th Amendment.
Yeah, you said
which
Chuck
is-
Schumer, Senator
Chuck
of the
Schumer,
Senate.
I heard, has called for the 25th Amendment. Good for you.
Like an actual vote.
Yeah, like
in the Senate.
He's nuts. Get him out of here. And that's what the 25th is. He's
Yes.
unable to govern.
We talked about this in this first term. He's back. Does it matter?
Yeah, I don't.
I don't think so. When you can't hold them to accountability, then there's a problem with the American Constitution. Fix the Constitution so that you have the power to remove.
Yeah, well, it's in there. The 25th Amendment's in there for that.
Yeah, but if you don't use it, or
Well,
you're
no.
too afraid to use it,
Yeah, well, he's
then it
already
matters
got,
not.
Well, he's got a lot of people that got a lot of answering to do. This is why I don't think this is going to end nice, because if he gets impeached or removed, they're definitely going to have to lay charges against Pam Bundy,
Kash Patel, Bovino,
Nomi, whatever her
Kristi Noem.
Kristi Noem. All of them have broken the law. All of them have sold out their country, in my opinion, my humble opinion. All of them need to go to trial, just like you would, trial the Nazis.
Nuremberg trials.
yeah.
That was one of the
they've
best
caused a
signs
lot.
I saw.
Don't forget, Trump so far probably has caused close to 1 million deaths just being president, because he got all those, he starved to death.
The
Because
USAID withdrawal.
yeah, there was 700, 400 of them, 400,000 of them being children, starved to death because
of
Elon
lack of
Musk's a
support.
South African guy, I guess, that doesn't like black people. I don't know what it is.
Jim and Terry Show, poking around some thorny issues. Is America, well, we said it before, FUBARD. effed up badly beyond all recognition. Well, let's see if America survives.
What
Bye-bye.
kind of American are you?